Hey YouTube, it's Katrina. Welcome to day 169 of the orbit. I have a headache right now, but I love you guys so much that I'm making a video anyways. Today's video is going to be about something that is close to my heart at current. It is recommendation letters! My advice on choosing recommenders and recommendation letters and things like that. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Now before you choose a recommender, you want to think about who you're picking before you do this, okay? A very important piece of criteria is to keep this in mind, basically. Choose a person who knows you well and who knows that you do well. That does not include family members, okay? No family members, that does not count. A good idea for somebody who knows you well and who knows that you do well are professors that you've taken multiple courses with, preferably courses that you did well in, your employer, a mentor, something like that would be a really good idea to fulfill that piece of criteria. It's a plus if that recommender, or, well, not yet recommender, but if that person knows you in multiple capacities. So they know you in school, they know you through extracurricular activities, like they know that you're in a club or something, or sport, if they know that you do work or volunteerism, if they've known you for a long time, that's a good plus. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you want to pick somebody that you've made a very good impression on, and you want to pick somebody who will, just be so happy to talk about how awesome you are. A recommendation letter is somebody speaking for you, saying that you would be good in this position or at this place or at this school because I know them already and they're really, really awesome. Don't choose a recommender that would actually write a letter like that, meaning like literally like that. If somebody can't like spell or do speak grammar goodish, then that's probably not the best idea for you, because it's going to be a letter, so you want that letter to sound awesome. So choosing professors, choosing people who can get their thoughts across well on paper, in words, black and white, not speaking, is good. There's always that special circumstance where, oh, should I choose this person or should I choose this other person who has a higher status or position? For example, at a university level, should I choose this professor or the dean of the department? You want to think a little more into that. Professor who could write me an awesome, awesome recommendation letter. Dean who doesn't really know me very well, and who probably is kind of ticked that I would even ask. So you can see that you kind of want to think deeper. Lots of people want to ask people that don't really know them because they think that they have special connections, or that specific person is more related to what they want to go into. Again, choose somebody who could talk about you, not about everything else. Then again, if you can get somebody who can write an awesome recommendation letter, who has a high status that's related to whatever you're trying to get into, if that makes any sense, whatever, go ahead, it's awesome. Okay, so you want to ask them about at least, I would say, 3 months before you want the letter in your hand. And that day that you want the letter in your hand, or in the post office or in a mailbox, should be at least 2 weeks before it really, really is due. Because if you get your recommendation letter the day before it's due, then it's a very scary thing. You want to be able to give yourself flexibility, room to, wiggle room. You never know what could happen. Something could come up in that recommender's life. And also, you want to make sure that that person's going to be around to write your letter of recommendation. You want to plan ahead for your recommenders. Any number of reasons, really. You want to make sure that you have enough time to change to another person if need be. So when you're approaching a person that you want to be one of your recommenders or a recommender for you, what you should do, this is my advice, is you approach that person when it's a good time for them, and when you're feeling good too. You don't want to be like, because then you want to be confident in what you're doing. You want to know what you're doing is what you want to do. If that makes any sense. So you approach that person and you tell them why you need the recommendation letter and or recommendation form filled out, and tell them why you chose them. Tell the truth too. Tell the truth. You're going to them because you trust that they would be able to write you something, like say strong positive things about you. So when you approach the person, you should say how many letters or forms you need filled out. It's very good to let them know what they're in for. If somebody agrees to write you a letter of recommendation, they are agreeing to take on a project, okay? It's a project. So, you approach the person ahead of time, you ask them in a very nice, polite manner, and hooray, they agreed! I hope. Yay! So, what you need to do now is to provide them with the things that they need to be successful in this little project now. Instructions. You want to provide them with any forms that they might need, and make sure that any area that you can fill out, that you're allowed to fill out, make sure that you do, especially signatures. Any place where there's signatures, make sure. Provide them with your resume and or a CV, which stands for curriculum vitae, or vitae. I'm not really sure how that's pronounced. And that's like a long resume. It could be as long as 7 pages. It's very detailed. It's good for them to have your contact information if they have any problems. That means phone numbers, email addresses, times that you can be reached, kind of thing. Also good to give them, if you need, the name or names of the person or persons that letter is going to eventually get to, who's going to be reading your application. It'd be good to have a letter that's entitled to them, I think. As well as the address. Finally, it's also very, very nice if say they don't have like stationery that they are provided with in their office. Say if they're at a university, they usually have like university stationery that's around. Provide them with envelopes. It's just a nice gesture, and don't expect them to pay for the stamps, for postage, anything like that. Pay for your own postage, because they're doing you a favor. So don't be like, oh, by the way, you have to fork over $10 in stamps. I don't know. Alright guys, so that's basically it. I'm going to go rest. I hope that was helpful at all. And I will see you guys tomorrow on day 170. I hope that you have a great night. Bye.